Hello everyone, and welcome to Demand and Supply Analytics. I'm Daniel Guerra, and I teach at the Business School and at the Engineering Department at Columbia University. Before that, I worked at Palantir Technologies, which is a big data company based out of Palo Alto in California. And I was fortunate enough to work with a number of clients in industries ranging from finance to pharmaceuticals. Demand and supply decisions happen around us every day. Companies have to decide how much to charge for products, how consumers are going to respond to assortments of products with different prices, how to handle discounts and markdowns. On the flip side, on the supply side of things, they have to decide how much inventory to hold, how often to place orders, how to coordinate with their suppliers. These problems have always been extremely important, and their importance is only growing today. With the explosion of online retail and the increasing amount of personal and operational data available to companies, the benefit that can be reaped from a solid understanding of these subjects is enormous. In this class, we will cover the basics of this exciting field with examples and concepts from many industries. I want to show you a new, more quantitative way to think about these problems. And as much as possible, given the limited amount of programming knowledge I'll require for this class, I also want to show you how these concepts can be applied on data to improve the demand and supply decisions companies face every day. In weeks 1 to 3, we'll start off with the basics of pricing. We'll go through some of the economic theory underpinning pricing decisions and look at how companies might decide, from a quantitative standpoint, how to price a product and adjust that price over time. In week 4, we'll look at price differentiation, how companies charge different prices to different groups of customers. In week 5 and 6, we'll look at quantity-based revenue management. If you are ever wondering how most airlines price their tickets, this is where you'll find out. In weeks 7 to 9, we'll look at various miscellaneous topics in pricing, including markdown management, customized pricing, and consumer choice models. And finally, in weeks 10 to 11, we'll look at techniques for supply chain and inventory management and coordination. In terms of background, this course is going to require a solid knowledge of basic calculus, differentiation and integration specifically. You'll also need to know probability, expectations, normal, binomial and Poisson distributions, and how to manipulate them. Finally, you'll need to have a reasonable knowledge of linear programming, including duality. If you feel a little bit shaky on a few of these topics, you'll still be able to get a lot out of the course and do most of the assignments, since they'll focus more on the concepts than the mathematics, but you might have some trouble here and there. We're going to post some supplementary material on the course website here and there to try and help you catch up if maybe you're a bit behind on some of those subjects. Finally, you'll also need to know how to use Excel or some other basic spreadsheet program. I'll sometimes also post some code in the programming language Python to complement the lectures, but it'll be completely optional. If you do know Python though, I strongly recommend you look through that code. It'll help you get a lot more out of the class. We'll be covering a lot of fundamental concepts in a short period of time, so get ready for a challenge. But if you stick with it, you should end the class with a whole new way of thinking about supply and demand decisions and a whole new set of tools to put these ideas into practice. So I hope you're as excited as I am to get started, and let's get going with week 1.